Hey everybody, this is Matt Gray with the second week of Candito's 6-week powerlifting program. It started off with a lower body session, which was a max rep up to 10 reps on squat, which for me was with 325 pounds, followed by a 5 sets of 3 with 60 seconds rest between each set. Got through all of that, no problem. It was pretty tiring because the volume ramped up a good bit this week, but overall it wasn't a challenge. Follow that up with 3 sets of 8 deficit deadlifts up to a set of 8 with 315, and that wasn't too bad. Deadlifts are probably one of my weaker lifts right now because I've really gotten strict on the form and keeping a straight back, and I'm especially weak off the floor, which is why I've chosen deficits as my primary deadlift variation for this program. After that, I worked on some flexibility and actually had one of my best split sessions ever and easily dropped down into my good split and almost got my bad split down, which has never gone onto the ground. So I was really happy with that. The second day of the week was a first upper body session and I worked up to a set of, I think it was 6 to 8 at 215 pounds for me. And I got 7 paused, but the pauses were sketchy, or that was still like a pretty good rep PR, so I'm pretty happy with it. Follow that up with some front lever rows and OHP. I probably didn't make the best decision that day of donating blood, but I really wanted to, and I had a lot of time between training and the blood donation, so worked out okay, and I had some friends making sure I didn't pass out and die. So that was pretty fantastic. Got 150 for 6 on OHP, which I think was actually a PR, and 75 pounds for 6 on weighted chin-ups, which was close to a PR at the body weight I'm at. I'm at about 215 pounds right now, so I was happy. The second lower body session of that week was just pure hell. It was one of the most agonizing workouts I've ever been to. It started off with a max rep up to 10 on squats of 330 pounds, and then a back off 10 sets of 3 with 60 seconds rest at 320 for me, so 10 pounds lighter than the max rep set. That 10 sets of 3 was just awful. It was one of the hardest things I've ever done in the gym or in any sport I've ever done. It was mentally and physically anguish. I can't really describe it much better. Follow that up with 3 sets of 8 deficit deadlifts, and I don't really know how I got through that. I was pretty exhausted by this point, and then finished up with some lunges and GHR for accessories. But still went pretty well. So it is what it is. I had a second upper body session a day or two after that, and I worked up to the same bench reps and weight that I did on the first session, but my pauses on bench were a lot better. So I still consider that a personal form best, I guess you could say. Went really well. My bar path was a little sketchy, went vertical off the chest when I should have gone diagonal, but overall I'm still happy with it. Followed up with OHP at 155 pounds for 5 when I was prescribed 6 reps. That was a bad decision. I let my ego get the best of me, and I think I did that on pull-ups as well in this session. I just tried a little too much weight than I was ready for. Front lever rows were good, but missed the 6 rep of OHP and was a hair short on range of motion on the 6 rep of weighted pull-ups. I shouldn't have done that. I should have kept the weights the same or not have increased as much as I did. Overall, it was a good workout, but shouldn't have failed as much as I did. The last upper body session of this week was 205 pounds max rep on bench. I got 8, and I'm happy with it because form was good, bar path was good, and pauses were good, but I was kind of disappointed that I only got 1 more on 205 than I did on 215 earlier that week. Finished up with weighted pull-ups and got 90 pounds for 6, which I was happy with because that was a close to a PR at the body weight I'm at again, so I was pretty happy with that. Stepped down the OHP top set to 150 for 6 and got that with much better form, much less arching. After that, finished up with front lever rows, which aren't progressing so much as maintaining, and I'm happy with that considering this is powerlifting meet prep. I'm not really focusing on improving my gymnastic strength abilities. So that's the end to this week, and I'm really happy with how it turned out. I'll get back to y'all next week with week 3, which is when the weights start to step up and the volume is beginning to taper down a bit. Thanks for watching. Have a good one.